The Panophobium podcast is brought to you by Panophobium Haunted Home Movies, presenting productions of movies, documentaries, and other creative media. I'm your ghost host, John Alan Hulbert, and I'll be your guide to the other side, with flashlight monologues through ghost stories, family frequencies, investigative interviews, and paranormal places. In this podcast, all about haunted happenings. Do you believe in hauntings? Then let's lean in, shall we? To be haunted is not always something I associate with something that's negative. In August of 2024, I accidentally made my first ever ghost documentary called Shaniko Haunted Hotel. I was brought on to work press and media for the 50th anniversary of an annual event for the community called Shaniko Days. The folks of Shaniko, being familiar with my work as a creature actor for horror films and theater, thought that the historic Shaniko Hotel would pique my interest, as it is allegedly haunted by residents from beyond. I had the opportunity to record and capture anything and everything I could within Shaniko, and even got to sit the hotel manager, attendant, and her daughter down for interviews regarding their experiences as we bounced from one ghost story to the next ghost story. To this day, Shaniko Haunted Hotel is one of my favorite projects I've ever made as a filmmaker, and because of this, I was determined to eventually make more. In July of 2025, I had done enough research on paranormal places in Oregon to begin my series of haunted documentaries. So I set my sights on the other side and moved forward through the dark with my flashlight and camcorder to find what lies beyond the thin veil in Oregon, with hopes to eventually bring these adventures beyond my home state. In October of 2025, I released my first volume of haunted documentaries detailing my experiences of visiting and staying in such haunting yet beautiful places. I captured a lot of footage and audio when going on these ghostly explorations. I interviewed and recorded some pretty amazing people and heard their many haunting stories they had to share about ghosts. The Haunted Documentaries project has become one of the most rewarding experiences of my creative career. And I have so much to share with you that I didn't have time to share in this series of ghost story documentaries. So now, I introduce to you the Panophobium podcast. I didn't set out on these trips in hopes that I would see or provoke some spooky ghosts in disrespectful ways, but to honor their history through a genuine sense of curiosity and to say hello. Sometimes they'd respond. Sometimes they wouldn't. But the only thing I set out to hunt for was their stories. I find it haunting and beautiful all at the same time, that in some of these places I visited, folks have been telling these ghost stories for many, many years. We've been telling ghost stories over a campfire, on stages, in films, through books, and even by flashlight for thousands of years now. We connect through our own mortality through exploring what possibly lives beyond us in ghost stories. Some stories are horrifying. Some ghosts are scary. But I like to remember what I first learned when I went to Shaniko to shoot the first documentary for this series. Not all ghosts are lost. For some ghosts, heaven is a hotel, a theater, a mansion, a theme park, a lighthouse. It's the home you find yourself haunted by and finding your way back to. I was born and raised in Bend, Oregon, went to college in Ashland, Oregon, where I obtained my BFA degree in theater, then moved to Los Angeles, California to work as an actor for film, TV, commercials, immersive performance, until I decided that it was time to move back to Oregon in June of 2024. I think I was always meant to live in Oregon again. I feel haunted by this place as it makes me want to lean more fully into my fears, so that I may lean more deeply into my own life that I can look back fondly on when I'm a ghost haunting the last Blockbuster in Bend. Exploring these places has taught me so many different lessons, and if you take anything away from watching these documentaries or listening to this podcast, I pray that it summons your curiosities, so that you too can walk into the things that scare you in order to create a story worth telling in your own life. May you find wonderful stories, people, and places along the way. I myself look forward to the many more stories, people, and places to come, both happy and haunting. In this podcast, I will be detailing more of my experiences of traveling to haunted places, stories of my own personal paranormal experiences as a child, segments called Family Frequencies that will be shared with my honorary guest ghost host, Carrie Jean McGlone Hulbert, but you can call her Mom. I'll be interviewing folks around their own ghost experiences, whether they be full interviews from folks of the haunted documentaries, or my family, friends, and strangers I find along the way that have spooky stories to tell me. Life is haunting, yet heartfelt. These ghost stories hold much life with lessons to live beyond. I know that I am an unlikely host for ghost stories, as I've been told that I have the personality of a golden retriever puppy, but I think not all ghost stories are scary ones to run away from. As someone who holds many anxieties within my own thumping heart, I've learned that the best way to lean into my own life is to lean into the things that scare me. Traveling to haunted places scares the absolute bejesus out of me. I don't tread the dark without a trembling breath, but I do leave these places feeling braver than when I first wandered inside. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, but part of the walk you take with it. So, all of that being said, welcome to the first episode of the Panophobium podcast. Let's lean into fear and discover what there is to learn behind what's haunted. There's much to explore, both in Oregon and beyond. Next time on the Panophobium podcast, the full interview with previous hotel manager of the Peerless Hotel, Michael Biggs, stories from Cecily the caretaker at the Hissita Head Lighthouse, and my first ghost experience with a ghost named Albert, featuring my guest ghost host, my mom. Thank you for listening. Lean into fear.